What's good, Guardians? Today we're going to take a look at a sweet Titan build that uses a brand new rocket, sidearm, aberrant action. No matter if you're playing solo or playing with a fire team, you're going to do amazing damage with this weapon as well as heal yourself and teammates constantly. Of course, we're going to go ahead and break down everything from the subclass and mods to this weapon specifically and any type of gear we're running with it. And as always, a dim and mobilytics link will be down in the description below if you want to go ahead and save it to your own Guardian. Let's go ahead and jump straight into this. First off, we're going to start with the subclass here. Today, we're diving back into Solar Titan. For the super ability, I'm going to be using Burning Maul. You can always swap it out for Hammer of Soul if you'd like, but Burning Maul just does that really good DPS damage to bosses. Plus, it's going to be getting a buff here very soon. For the abilities here, the first one I chose to use is going to be Rally Barricade. After that, for the movement, I like Strafe Lift, but you can go ahead and choose whatever you'd like. For the melee here, I chose to use Throwing Hammer because I feel like it is absolutely the best thing to use here. Not only does it do really good damage still, it also gives you Cure, which is going to be nice for the whole healing effect we're trying to get with this build. For the grenade slot here, I'm going to give you two options. The first one that I choose to use is going to be the Solar Grenade because I want to do as much damage to the enemies as possible, of course, scorching and igniting enemies as we go. But if maybe you're in the end game content and you need a little bit more health than what you're even getting from this build, you can always run Healing Grenade. But in my opinion, I don't think you need it. The aspects here, first one we got is going to be Roaring Flames. Final blows with solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of your solar abilities, which stacks to 3 times. So this is going to help your grenade and your melee ability become more powerful. For aspect number 2, we got Soul Invictus. Solar ability Final Blows, Hammer of Soul impacts, defeating scorched targets, creates sunspots. Your abilities regenerate faster and your super drains more slowly while standing in a sunspot. Sunspots apply Scorch, deal damage to target inside. Entering a sunspot applies Restoration as well. Another way to do as much damage as you can to enemies, and then yet again another source of healing. Moving on to the fragments here, we got 4 of them. The first being Ember of Ashes. You apply more Scorch stacks to targets, which is going to be very helpful for ignitions. Then we got Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. Anytime you throw that hammer, you're going to get radiant from an enemy, which is going to be great because you're going to be able to break barrier shields with that. Then we got Ember of Empyrean. Solar weapon or ability Final Blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. With this build, we're going to be getting tons of restoration and radiant, so of course we want to go ahead and extend it as much as possible. For the last fragment slot here, we got Ember of Benevolence. Applying restoration, cure, or radiant to allies grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration for a short time. We're going to be giving out restoration, cure, and radiant quite a bit with this build. Now let's take a quick look at the seasonal artifact mods that can help us make this build even stronger. There's one particular one that came out with Act 2 that I want to definitely take a look at here, and that's going to be Solar Fulmination. Your ignitions do increased damage in an increased radius. So with this weapon and the fragments that we chose, we're going to be making a lot of ignitions happen. Not only does that one perk make our build even better, but we also have 3 other ones that I'm going to give you right now, which is going to be Logic Reducer, which basically extends the duration of Radio Lara pools, which is going to be from our sidearm. Then we have Elemental Siphon, which rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. So for us, it'll be a Fire Spite. And then lastly, we got Radiant Orbs. While you have a solar or prismatic subclass equipped, picking up an orb of power will make you radiant. This is going to help us deal more damage and break enemy shields as well. Next up, let's go ahead and optimize our armor with stats and mods. Going to keep this one very brief and short for you. 3 we're going to want Resilience, we're going to want Discipline, we're going to want Strength. Really nothing else that you need to take a look at. Resilience is going to help us reduce as much damage taken as possible. Then of course Discipline is going to be where we can go ahead and get our grenade back even faster. And Strength, I do have that just in case you miss your hammer and you want an easy way to get it back. But there will be some other ways to get that back as we'll take a look on a little bit later. But right now, let's take a look at the armor that we got going on here. Starting off with the helmet, this is actually going to be our exotic armor piece for the build here. We got Precious Scars. This one has an armor part called Kintsugi. Maybe that's pronounced correctly, maybe not. Final blows from weapons with damage type matching your super create a burst of healing around you that grants allies restoration. After reviving or being revived, you gain an aura that provides overshields to you and nearby allies. So not only is the weapon that we're going to be using going to be healing us, but also this helmet's going to be giving us restoration as well as our teammates. we're really trying to leech as much health as possible from this build. For the mods here, I got 2 ammo finder mod. Whenever you kill an enemy, you have a chance to drop special ammo. This just increases that chance. And then we have solar siphon, rapid solar weapon final blows, create an orb of power. But now let's go ahead and move on to the gauntlets here. We have firepower and heavy-handed, which grenade and melee final blows will create orbs of power for us. And then we have impact induction, causing damage with your powered melee attack, reduces your grenade cooldown. Even a faster way to get our grenade back to deal more damage, or again, if you're in endgame content, go ahead and heal yourself. Onto the chest armor here and the mods. We're keeping it pretty simple. 3 resist mods. There's not really anything necessary we need to run specifically. So whatever content you're running, go ahead and swap it out for what you need to. But now let's take a look at the leg armor and the mods we chose to use. First one's going to be recuperation, which replenishes health each time you pick up an orb of power. We're going to be making a lot of orbs, and just in case for whatever reason you're not able to heal yourself any other way besides pick up an orb, it's there for you. Then we got absolution, which reduces all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an orb, which is going to be helpful for getting any abilities back that you need. And then lastly, we got 1 solar weapon surge mod, which just increases some damage that we're using from our solar sidearm. Lastly, here we're onto the class item, and we got time dilation, which increases the decaying armor charge duration, which is going to be very nice because we're going to get extended time to do more damage with that solar mod. And also we do have special finisher, which finishers will generate special ammo for the whole fire team, which consumes stacks of 3. This mod's very important because it's a sure way to make sure that we get special ammo. And then after that, we got the Reaper mod, which shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow spawns an orb, so it's an automatic for sure orb after you pop your barricade. Now let's talk weapons. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm going to start with the new rocket sidearm, Aberrant Action. This thing is craftable and has a ton of pretty good perk combos, but it's hard not to go with Heal Clip and Incandescent. Heal Clip means whenever you reload after getting a final blow, it grants cure to you and nearby allies, and then Incandescent, more explosions, and of course lasting longer scorch effects. I could not wait to get my hands on this, so I did use tons of engrams, but RNG blessed me. I was able to get 5 red borders and craft this guy. Again, I've only been using this gun for about a day, but so far this thing destroys. It's really fun to use, it does a lot of damage, tons of explosions, and it heals you. Literally, what more could you ask for? But I guess I will give you the other weapons I'm using here in the gameplay. First one is going to be in our kinetic slot here. It's actually going to be Monte Carlo. This isn't really needed for the build. I kind of use this as a failsafe for whenever I miss the hammer. I can go ahead and whip this out and get enemy kills and then get my hammer back immediately. If my hammer's, falling off the map or really far away or whatever. This gun's very, very helpful for that. And how that happens is Monte Carlo method, which is the intrinsic trait here. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. So this is a no-brainer to have as a backup. Again, if I miss my hammer, which it happens. And then lastly here, I chose to just use a quick rocket launcher. We got the Apex Predator. It's also solar as well, so it does take effect from that solar mod we have for damage boosting. Lastly, let's just talk about the playstyle and overall what this build is about. This build is about using that brand new rocket sidearm, doing a lot of damage with it, getting to heal yourself, heal teammates. Not only that, you're healing with the gun, you're also healing with precious scars. This build is really meant to go in people's faces, do a lot of damage with the hammers and the gun, and of course stay alive as you're doing it. But that's it for today's build guide. Again, with this setup, you're going to be able to dominate your enemies and pretty much play gold tier healer as well. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Let me know in the comments below what build you want to see next, and until next time, stay safe, Guardians.